Well, no doubt these players, GA, are eager to get this season going.
Listen, there's definitely some nerves, but it's mainly excitement. This is their first chance to showcase all the hard work they put in during the offseason.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Embiid is out there with Walker. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Quentin Grimes. And it's George in at the 3 spot. And that one's good. Tatum.
The ability for Jason Tatum to be ready on the catch. Those opportunities make the game a little bit easier.
Embiid, the pass to Maxey. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Now Pritchard. Tatum with the screen on Maxey. Drills the three-pointer.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Stolen. Pass to Brown. Here's Tatum, guarded by Walker. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Oh, how easy it is to get off your feet. How about the spring from Jason Tatum?
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Now, here's Maxey. Shot clock at 6. And he drops it in from the low post.
And Maxey plays with so much energy. That time he wheels that one in off the contact.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, the Sixers are one of the more high-variance teams in the league. With their star veterans in PG and Embiid fully healthy, they have a chance to win the East. Without, they'll need to lean heavily on their promising young players.
They're plenty talented. Thank you, Shams. Grimes with it. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And the dunk by Embiid.
And talk about effort. Embiid staying with that one.
The Celtics have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Pass to Pritchard. Tatum, that's for 2. And Embiid pulls it down.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. That's in his wheelhouse for sure.
And Walker kicks to Maxey. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Maxey's got his second basket of the night.
And with how explosive Maxey is, he's not your average guard in the paint.
Here's Tatum. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. The 76ers trail by 4. Walker is screen on Pritchard. Maxey, that's a 2-pointer. Offline from the top of the key. For Boston, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Brown sets a screen for White. Off target from 3-point range. And so George will bring it up for the 76ers. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Guys?
You absolutely love that confidence. Okay, Allie, we thank you. Hauser's checked in for Boston, and Fernie Simons comes in for Pritchard. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Trendon Watford's checked in for Walker. Oubre comes in for George. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Quentin Grimes. And Jared McCain subbed in for Maxey. Pass to Brown. Outside Tatum. Now Hauser. Clock at 6. Fires for 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
Boy, on the perimeter, you have to stay connected to this guy. He's such a good shooter.
Simons against McCain. Here's Embiid. Rebounded by Hauser.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Well, Greg, we know at his peak, Joel Embiid, one of the elite two-way centers to ever play in the NBA.
The former league MVP, but when you weigh close to 300 pounds and move like he did, not entirely surprising that his lower extremities took a toll.
Greg, we know something every scout liked about B.J. Edgecombe was his raw physical ability.
Yeah, many felt he was already NBA ready in terms of his physique. He's fast, he's strong, and he can just leap out of the gym. No waiting for him to fill out. This guy is ready to go.
And Boston certainly has some of the most knowledgeable sports fans, Doris, in the country.
Kevin, not only knowledgeable, but passionate. And when you think over the 4 major sports in the city and the tradition of success, it is no wonder they are so committed.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Boucher with the steal. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way.
Give credit to Chris Boucher for initiating that play. Good defensive instincts creates a steal.
Bounce pass from McCain. Oubre outside. Pass to Edgecombe. Drummond with a screen on White. No one near Edgecombe as he lets it fly. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Brown finds Hauser. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now Watford. Pass to Drummond. Now here's Oubre. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Outside, Simons. Basket counts.
Well, you like how aggressive he is, making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
And that does it for the first quarter. Boston on top. They're up by 5. And will return shortly. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Boston.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
Derek White is out there with Fernie Simons. Then there's Sam Hauser. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Garza in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. McCain against White. For 3, Oubre. Boucher with the rebound. Celtics leading by 8. Simons up top. He's covered by Maxey. And it's Simons missing.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
In the corner, it's Watford. Oubre for 3. Rebounded by Hauser. Boston's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Simons the pass to White. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Pass to Watford. You know, Doris, here's a question for you. Is there a reason why we see so many point guards become head coaches?
I do believe, Kevin, obviously as a point guard, you are responsible on both ends of the floor. On the offense for knowing all of the sets and where every single guy is positionally. On the defensive end, you're the lead communicator. You are at the point of attack. So it makes perfect sense to me that they become head coaches.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. Pritchard comes in for Anthony Simons. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
You must have left your dancing shoes at home. Everybody get down. Bring those moves.
With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. The Celtics second.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Pritchard. Brown against McCain. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
Well, good things happen for this team when Jaylen Brown gets into the paint. So efficient inside.
And Doris, the measured pace for the Celtics. No rush, don't turn it over, and then they get what they want.
Well, this is Joe Mazzulla's philosophy in a nutshell. Quality offense begins with taking care of the basketball first. He believes in the math, meaning he believes if you can get a good look at three, you take it. Well, that's about the mobility of Chris Boucher and the feel of the spot to roll to on the floor. Nicely done.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Back to Maxey. Embiid with the screen on Pritchard. Maxey with it. He's picked up by White. Embiid, no good.
You'd rather see him dunk that. Impose your will if you can.
And here is Brown. Six on the shot clock. A fader. Rebound by Joel Embiid. The 76ers trail by 12. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Oubre finds Embiid. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's White, and such a nice move to make the basket work. White's got the lead up to 14 now for the Celtics. And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Boston. Ours is checked in, and it's Jason Tatum in for Sam Hauser. Then for the 76ers, Walker's checked in for Kelly Oubre. George comes in for Maxey, and it's Quentin Grimes in for Edgecombe. The shot by George, no good. Celtics on offense. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Well, already so accomplished, Doris. Jason Tatum. As you look at the landscape of the Celtics, where is his place in that story?
Well, let's remember, Kevin, that he's still a young player, and so that history is still being written. But the North Star for the Boston Celtics is always championships, and Tatum has proven he can deliver.
From deep, Walker kept alive, and the dunk by Embiid.
And you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Embiid throwing it down with some funk.
Pass to Pritchard. To the paint, Embiid with the steal. McCain against Pritchard. A nice shot by McCain.
Oh, nice bucket. This guy's so mindful about the way he attacks.
And here is Simon. And it's off from three-point range. Grimes passes to Walker. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Walker's got his first 2 points of the night.
Grimes rhymes with dimes. On time right there.
Brown outside. And here's Tatum for three. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his third assist on the night. There's 31 seconds left here in the second. Pass to Embiid. Brown against George. With the shot. And Boston with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Pritchard against McCain. Brown outside. Three-pointer. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Celtics as they wrap up the second quarter on a 15-6 run. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with Nick Nurse, and Coach, I saw you imploring your team to pick it up. Where do you need to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not very good offensively right now. I think we're taking some okay shots, but we got to be a little bit more patient and keep moving it around a little bit. Need multiple paint touches rather than just one. So we just got to do a little bit better job of getting off it and relocating a little bit.
Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in just a moment.
Hey there, everybody. Jason Tatum has put his stamp on this game, looking so dominant so far.
Hard not to love what Tatum is doing out there, hustling on both ends of the floor, punishing. I mean, he's punishing the D with his scoring ability and keeping his team energized, Shaq.
He's giving them everything they want and more. Get it, young fella.
And more.
And more than that.
And now, an opportunity to check out the old social media feed. Master Funkman asks if you could harness the power from one of your former team's nicknames, which would it be?
Well, that's easy for me. The Kings. They have a lot of power. But I'm going to probably go with the Rockets because I could fly at a very high speed.
That's easy. I'll take the Magic because my powers would be limitless.
Good choices. I'm not sure what kind of powers you'd be getting if you went with the Lakers.
Maybe take out my yacht.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
The 76ers trail by 14. And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. We've got Walker. Maxey out there with Quentin Grimes. Then it's Paul George, and it's Embiid in at the center, locking down the middle.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Tatum against Walker. Now here's Tatum, guarded closer. Light a screen. Here's Pritchard. Shoots the three, and it's White missing.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
George, no good. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. A 12-point game. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Clock at 6. Walker with some nice D.
Nothing more important than protecting the rim, folks, and that's exactly what they get.
And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought him in.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control. Things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." Guys, back to you.
Staying dialed in. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. Maxey, that's a two-pointer. Jump shot is good. Maxey's got 6.
Listen, he's carrying his own weight, there's no doubt, but it is very hard to win a basketball game by yourself.
Paul George with the steal. The 3, and Tyrese Maxey with the 3. Maxey's got 5 points in the quarter.
And well, Maxey is a dead-eye sniper from beyond the arc. The D has to chase him off that line.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy.
And welcome to Center Court, Celtics Entertainment. Coming to the floor now is activated Nick Samoa.
Look at Paul George, some stats on him. Last year, getting it done. He averaged about 16 points a game, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Lets the 3 fly, and Tatum pulls it down.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Outside, White. Here's the 3. Nailed from three-point land. White's got 11 points.
Boy, for the most part, when they have gone through him, he has delivered.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
To make some noise for Boston's own Celtics Entertainment.
Celtics making a switch here. Simons is checked in. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Fifth on the list, Jason Tatum.
And looking back, his points per game really underscore the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
George looking over the floor. Here's Maxey. Launches it. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics leading by 13. And for over a decade in the NBA great, Paul George was as scary a wing as you'd find.
Man, a two-way terror with elite size and athleticism. The Sixers paid him hoping for more of the same. But can he hold off Father Time?
From deep, Maxey. Rebound, Boston.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Back to Tatum. His three-pointers off the mark. The 76ers trail by 16. Maxey kicks to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing to fall.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
1:39 left to play in the third. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Maxey. No good, unable to end this run. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Philadelphia's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime.
And just so tough to knock Embiid off the block. That's his territory.
And 1:01 left in the third. Simons from outside. And he's good on the three ball. Simons has got 8 points.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Wide, a screen on Walker. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the 76ers with some changes. Brendan Watford's checked in for Jabari Walker. Oubre comes in for George. And Jared McCain subbed in for Quentin Grimes. .26 seconds left in the third quarter. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Pritchard's got his second basket.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. Boston on top as they wrap up the third quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Out on the wings for him, it'll be Simons and Brown. Sam Hauser is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Pritchard in at the 1 spot. That's the Boston 5. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Bona's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the 76ers. Pass to Simons. Boucher with a screen on McCain. And he lays it straight in.
And this is something Simons has been improving on, creating openings for his teammates.
The 76ers trail by 21. Here's McCain. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That is his first foul of the game. TB1 complained about the review process. The longer the review, the more it disrupts the flow of the game.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You have the best athletes in the world competing at the highest level, and then all of a sudden it stops. And if the duration is too long, it takes the players out of rhythm. It drives the viewers at home crazy. This is something that us television people can go absolutely nuts about.
Simons, the pass to Bryant. Here's Boucher. There's the triple. Hauser misses. Here's Edgecombe, covered by Simons. Now Watford. Rebound Boston. Boucher's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now here's Brown. Simons on the wing. They set the pick, fires the 3, buries the long-range jumper. And the Celtics lead by 21.
And you got to get out on the head if you're the defense. Simon's too big a threat from deep.
McCain with the ball. Pass to Edgecombe. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
That's what they really want to get from Edgecombe, a consistent stroke from the perimeter.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. Changes for Boston. Kate is checked in, and it's Jason Tatum in for Sam Hauser. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Trendon Watford. Jabari Walker comes in for Kelly Oubre. Paul George, he's checked in for Jared McCain. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Edgecombe. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Brown against George. Out to White for 3. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside, Walker. In the corner, George with it. Offline with his 3. Celtics leading by 18. Here's Keita. Layup no good. Here's Maxey. And get the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Tatum. 6 to shoot. White fires. The 3 is off. The 76ers trail by 18. It's George on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Embiid. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
Yeah, nice job there. Just very lackluster defense.
Boston has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Tatum deciding where to go with it. White outside. Off target from outside. Philadelphia has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Rebounded by Brown. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Celtics.
It was like watching a 3-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up. Whether the last several shots went down or not, 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Jason Tatum.
You love this guy's confidence. He believes every shot is going in, and boy, a whole lot of them did.
Now the 76ers with it. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Jacks up a 3. A 3-pointer. Good.
Oh, clever pass there from Maxey. So good at finding his teammates.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
McCain, Simons rips down the board.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question, he altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And when